ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 3 Under Par podcast. This is a golf podcast where
Little White Ball is life.
I'm your host, Scotty T, and I'm joined by my co-host, T-Bone right now. T-Bone, what's going on, my man?
Chilling, bro.
We
Happy to
don't
be
know
here.
where KJ is.
Nope.
He's kind of MIA, at least right now at the time of this recording.
Yep. We all agreed on a time to get going, and we don't know where he is.
He might be on a work call. There's a very strong possibility of that happening. So we generally do this right after work hours. And sometimes, stuff comes up. So if he just randomly jumps in for the listenership out there, that is why hopefully he'll join us. Hopefully we'll hear from him. I don't know. It's really TBD.
He'll be assessed a 2-stroke penalty.
Oh, definitely.
Or you DQ'd.
Let's give him 5 or 10 more minutes. And if he doesn't,
Okay.
he's officially DQ'd. But for every minute, 2-shot penalty as well.
Okay. Yeah, for this rule.
Correct. And T-Bone's also rocking, if you're here on YouTube, T-Bone's rocking the 10 Cup background on YouTube. Wow.
Yep.
Well done.
So had a little Happy Gilmore last week, 10 Cup this week. This might be my new thing. So golf background, golf movie backgrounds. We'll see where it goes.
I'm here for it, man.
I do kind of look like a hologram right now with it, but hey, it looks pretty cool.
So if you're not watching on YouTube, that is a good plug to go check out our YouTube channel. I don't even know if it's a URL. Just type in 3 Under Par. We'll pop up. We've been fairly active on YouTube since I would say January, March-ish. January, February. That's kind of when we started uploading more videos. And really it's just kind of started off recording our podcast. And obviously with the COVID pandemic, we've been doing this on Zoom. So uploading it on Zoom. And recently uploading some more videos of myself playing golf. We were just talking offline. T-Bone's probably going to join in on that pretty soon. So go check out those videos. I'm going to put them right there. It is the 18-hole challenge. That's what I'm calling it. How I do on the 18th hole. Again, the first time at Eagle Vale, dropped a solid double bogey, par 5. That was tough. But then the last one on Eagle Ranch, did a par. So that was pretty good. I got one more dropping this Friday. It's at Cordillera, the club at Cordillera, mountain course. And that course is spectacular. It's one of those once in a lifetime type courses. I don't think I'll ever get on that type of course again. So of course we had to record some content and distribute it out to the listenership out there. So go check out those videos if you can.
I will say the 18-hole challenge, the fact that you started off with a double bogey on the first video, that shows you're an honest guy. We're providing legit, real content here. This isn't – what you see is what you get.
We're keeping it real. This ain't no, Sports Center talk show. We're not just making up opinions. We're not making up stuff for you. This is authentic, real stuff. We just got a text from Kyle. Let's see what he says. Yeah, he was on a call, and let me text him real quick. Yeah, jump on. So hopefully Kyle will join us in.
Yep. 2-shot penalty, but I think he made it.
Correct.
So Scott, I think the first thing we got to talk about is something I've never seen on a golf course in my whole life. We're just talking about it. It was freaking awesome. Dude took a boat to go hit his golf shot.
Set up the scenario for those who didn't see it, because it was one of the more outrageous things that I've seen.
I know. I just wanted to get that out there so people know what I just said.
Really
Dude, he hit a golf ball from an island. So anyways, there's a European Tour event this weekend. It's called the Hero Tournament or something. I'm not sure.
Right.
But this golfer named Joel Sjöholm.
Nice.
That's hard to say. He hit his approach shot onto an island. That was, it sounds horrible, but it was, it's probably 10 yards, 20 yards off a line. And he apparently knew about the island, and Lee Westwood had hit it onto this island in the past, but I don't think anyone has ever actually gone to it. And he saw that his ball was on the island, and somehow there's a boat right by the island.
A freaking boat.
A
No.
boat.
I think they had to call in the boat. I think he specifically asked for the boat, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, well, when the video that I saw, when he pulls up, there's a boat with and I say boat, it's a shell of a raft. It's
Like
like
a
a
paddleboard.
plastic, it's like a paddleboard raft, and so him and his caddy are throwing like 3 wedges onto the boat, and then he starts pulling this rope towards the island, and he gets on the island. The other thing that was weird, he pulled up his pants, but he was wearing socks that were like up to his knee. So I was very thrown off by that.
Oh my
But he gets
goodness.
off the boat and he throws 5 different wedges onto the island, successfully gets off the boat, doesn't fall in the water, and he finds his ball, and there's these 2 massive sponsor signs. So then he's moving sponsor signs and all this, chips it over the green, gets back in the boat, gets out of the boat, and walks up and makes his bogey.
It could have
And
been worse. It sounds like bogey was the best possible outcome
yeah,
on that scenario.
so I mean, he probably could have dropped and made bogey pretty easily, but the fact that you took a boat to go hit your golf ball off an island, that's something I've never heard of in my life. And the fact that you could say you did that is 100% worth it. And his quote actually at the end of it was, "That was the most fun I had all week." So
I respect that. It
props
kind
to
of reminded
him.
me of, at TPC Sawgrass on 16-17, not only is 17 an
Oh
island
yeah,
green,
yeah.
there is like that little plop of like a tree in the middle of that lake. And that would be like if somebody shanked it on the tee of 17 at Sawgrass and they had a paddle board, like a paddle boat that was waiting for him. And he made bogey from there. Like that would be an all-time moment.
Could you imagine hitting from an island basically to another island though? That would be unbelievable. This one he at least had a swing, but
Some island living.
yeah, it was good
Man.
stuff. I'd never seen that.
Right off the bat, it's not like JT and Brooks were headlining this week at a WGC. We lead off with Island Talk here at 300 Par. So we appreciate y'all listening to the listenership out there. And we are joined by KJ.
What's up, boys?
Oh, he's connected to the audio. What's up, dude?
Where's the video?
Where's the video?
I don't know.
Do you
I
have
don't
your
know.
switch? You have your switch on again?
Do you have the cover on?
Very Hey!
KJ's coming in hot. KJ, we've been recording here for about 6 or 7 minutes, so glad you can join. We almost give you the DQ, though. We just assessed you a 4-shot penalty.
Oh, man. That's all right. At least I'm not canceled.
Like
I didn't get the old T-bone cancel.
You
Not yet.
look amazing right now.
It's been a long day. Long weekend. Lots of golf yesterday, and then conference call this morning, and had to rush out to Kingwood. So it's been a long day.
That is a day. Well, you look fantastic. Again, for those just listening, KJ's got the backwards hat, ping backwards hat fitted, and he's got the shades on. It is after 5 o'clock on a Monday, and he's inside rocking the shades. I don't even know what T-Bone's doing right now. Can't even see him.
Oh, wow. It disappeared.
He's being absorbed by Roy McIlroy at
There we go.
More phenomenal background from T-Bone.
Thank you, sir.
That's coming his thing. It's
Yeah,
becoming his thing.
I guess we're going to have to get a new one every week.
So, KJ, since you just joined, T-Bone was just filling in on the individual at the Hero Challenge. I forgot his name already. I apologize. He got in the boat and he paddled to an island to hit his next golf shot. It was awesome.
What?
Yeah.
Yep.
Really? We might have to get
It was an
footage.
all-timer. It was an all-timer.
That's nice.
So this is going to force KJ to actually go back and listen to the episode now so he can go get that lowdown. But since we're here, full crew's back, whole 3 under par squad crew. Let's talk some WGC. So WGC, and then let's preview the PGA Championship because first time in over a year, a major's back on the golf scene. I'm pumped. I know y'all are excited too. But before we do that, let's talk some WGC, FedEx, whatever, the St. Jude Invitational, that really long name. Brooks Koepka, Dustin Johnson coming down the pipeline. JT comes out on top. KJ, since you're just joined us, what were your thoughts on the tournament from this week?
I actually saw a lot of good golf. One thing that stuck out to me is that break JT had on 13. He hit the ball on the side of the hole that nobody in the entire tournament hit it on. Ends up, hitting it up to 10, 12 feet, making birdie. As good as these guys are, it seems like, I'm not going to say every tournament, because you do have tournaments where people just blow people away, but it seems like almost every tournament, a winner has some kind of break where that kind of light bulb comes on. You go, to win this day and age, you got to have some kind of break. It's still golf,
Yep.
And just right then, I was like, it's his week. It's his week. Everything's going well. He's got everything going his way. And something like that happens, it's just like kind of cherry on top. Like, there's not much, it's fate. He's going to win.
It's fate. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
It's just his moment. It's his time.
Next thing is, my boy Daniel Berger has been playing some consistent golf. Has he not? Like, he's been in the top 10, I feel like, almost every week. I feel like I've heard his name every single week since golf's kind of been back. So that's good to see.
I mean, I know they don't do the technically comeback player of the year for the PGA Tour anymore unless it comes back, which would be awesome. I saw a lot of funny tweets about that. But Daniel Berger's got to be up there. People are talking about Brendan Todd a lot, and deservedly so. Daniel Berger, I think, at least has to be in the conversation because, like you said, KJ, he was on the Korn Ferry Tour like last year or 2 years ago after being PGA Tour Rookie of the Year a few years back. So he was at a high point, had some struggles, and has come back. And the way that I think we thought Jordan Spieth was going to come back, and it's been Daniel Berger. It's been a really nice surprise.
Yeah, he's almost on that trajectory of, I hate to say it, but a Smiley Kaufman kind of poofing out type deal.
Yikes.
Yeah, but that, and you mentioned Brendan Todd. Did you see in the first 3 rounds, he had almost holed 400 feet of putts in the first 3, not the entire tournament, first 3 rounds.
It's a lot.
That's obnoxious. I think he had 153 feet of putts on Friday, which is just what? It's obnoxious.
Right. I guess before we do that, T-Bone, what were your thoughts on the tournament this week?
JT's really good.
And we're back.
So
and scene. Okay.
I mean, that's kind of all I need to say. When I was watching him play, I was thinking more and more of a take that Scotty T had probably over a year ago, and it was that JT was going to have a better career than Spieth. I think that's still tough to do, but he is well on his way. When you look at the fastest to 13 wins and him only being behind Tiger and Jack, that's not really a fluke. So the guy's freaking good. I absolutely loved watching this tournament on Sunday, having Brooks and JT going at it. I also thought it was hilarious that Jon Rahm was number 1 in the world for a week and a half now.
Verbal gif. It's like the Homer Simpson or the Simpson gif where the guy just puts on the hat, walks in, and just walks right back out.
Yep, 100%. So I thought that was funny. Watching JT or Brooks finish was pretty a roller coaster of emotions, to say the least. It was like choke, clutch, choke. So on 16, he's got, 40 yards into the green with one of the most difficult chip shots I've ever seen. I think he put himself in pretty bad position, hitting a 3-wood from 285, but ends up making bogey from there. Then he holes out from just barely off the green for birdie on 17, and you think this is going to be, Brooks being Brooks. He just plunks it right in the water. I was like, shit. I mean, I wanted this to be, it had the making to be a pretty awesome finish. Still a great tournament, but I was, kind of a clutch choke finish by Brooks there. Yeah,
I saw on Instagram that 18th hole double bogey cost him $455,000, $500,000 almost for 1 hole.
Yeah, because that put him in a 4-way tie for second instead of a solo second.
So bogey would have put him in the second.
Gosh.
That's tough.
I mean, pretty
But,
good
I mean-
payday for Justin Thomas, 1.8 mil. Not bad.
Pretty
Yeah.
nice payday for Bones. You hop on the bag for 1 week and get 10%. Get the hell out. That's how you live.
Man, that was a pretty good pairing with Justin Thomas because he was with Phil Mickelson and longtime caddy Bones Mackay is now on the other person's bag. Okay, did I get this right? Did I hear this correct? Has Phil Mickelson ever been number one in the world? Do
No,
you all know this?
he hasn't.
What? Really?
I heard that, and I was like, somebody's lying to me. Like, that's the internet being the internet. No chance. Phil Mickelson has never been number one in the world because somebody, I forgot who it was like, hey, Bones Mackay, he's on the bag for finally a number one player in the world.
Wow.
I mean, it sucks
Brutal.
that Phil Mickelson, who has 6 major championships under his belt, never number one in the world because of a man named Tiger, who just dominated that. I think, on a side note, that shows how good VJ was playing at one point, considering he got to that number one spot and Phil never did. But that's neither here nor there.
David Duvall even made it, I believe.
Yeah,
He did.
he did. I think Lee Westwood did. Luke Donald did. You're telling me Luke Donald was number one in the world and Phil Mickelson wasn't? Get out of here. Get
Dude,
out
that's
of here.
that's hard to swallow.
Yeah. Goodness. Well, JT, yeah, my take is I think Justin Thomas is going to have a better career than Jordan Spieth at the end when it's all said and done. And, dude, every time JT plays, I tweeted this out, I think he's the best player in the world. I think he's going to win every single time he plays because that guy he's a stick. He's so good. And then I know, like, coming down towards the stretch, he was getting a little wayward with the driver, but he was missing it in the places where you can miss. And having Bones on the bag, I think, definitely helped because he's able to help him think through shots. KJ, you're right. His break on 13 was outrageous. And then even again on 16, when he hit that tree, he was able to get in that first cut. And that's why he was able to spin it. I mean, T-Bone, to your point about 16, that was the game changer in my opinion. Brooks and Justin Thomas are pretty much the same places. Brooks is a little bit closer, so he can't spin it. And JT's in that first cut, so he can get under it a little bit. He spins it and hits it to about 2 feet. You think, okay, it's these pros. Like, they do that. It's what they do. And then JT makes birdie. Brooks hits pretty much the exact same shot. It just doesn't check up, and it rolls down that back end of the green all the way
Brooks
down
almost
the hill.
told that. Brooks almost told that chip.
And he ends up making bogey. Like, that's the difference of the tournament right there. Now, I know we made that long putt on 17, and you're right. He made it interesting. I thought we were potentially going to a playoff, but JT was nails coming down the stretch, and he goes up and down on 18, and then Brooks, like, just – I don't know if he was trying to be too aggressive on that tee shot. Either way, he knocked it in the water. I think JT, he's mentally strong. Like you said, third fastest ever to 13 wins on the PGA Tour behind Jack and Tiger. That's a pretty damn good company right there. And it's just – I think he's going to win all those majors. I think it's only a matter of time. He's only 26 years old. Like, come on. I get fired up talking about JT. He might be the best player of this generation. All due respect to the other players, but I think he's a killer instinct. JT, he could get 9-10 majors when it's all said and done. Like, I don't think anybody's going to catch Tiger or Jack because the talent pool is too good. But JT, man, he's going to be up there.
So when you look at this, I mean, it kind of brings in the question. I know you said that take was he's going to have a better career than Jordan. And, yes, I agree with that. But you got to think, Brooks is so far ahead in majors, even though I do feel like Justin Thomas, when him and Rory kind of have that, when they have their A stuff, I don't think anybody's going to beat him, right? And Brooks has his, I'm
It's just weird.
There's nothing but majors. And he's looking pretty good going into next week. So, but as good as JT is when he has A stuff, do you think he's going to catch Brooks Koepka in total majors?
Yes. I do because I don't know why. I think Brooks doesn't care enough, to be honest. I know it sounds weird to say, but there's something to it that Brooks has more major wins than PGA Tour wins right now, which is wild. Like, that makes no sense. Okay, he shows up for the majors. And at the end of the day, I get it. That's what it's all about. But JT, I think he just likes golf more. And I think that's just going to translate to more major wins when it's over a 20-year career.
I still think he's got a pretty good head start on him, though, you know?
So I think to take both sides, each of your guys' sides, I think one way to, Scott's side, JT is just dominating for years now, consistently dominating. But at the same time, even catching Spieth in majors at this point is hard. Even if you're JT, even if you're the best player in the world, winning 2 more majors, that is difficult. And that could take years. It could be by the end of this year. It could be in 15 years. Who knows Tiger Woods went 14 years without a major?
11. 2008 to 2019. T-Bone's not good with math or geography.
Or you can pull a Brooks Koepka and win like 3 out of 4 on the calendar, you know?
Yeah, so I think it's so up in the air with majors that I can really see it going either way with JT. But
you also got to remember JT, I think they probably came on tour about the same time, but Brooks, if I'm not mistaken, is 30 years old. JT's 26. I think he's going to have more years to play just purely based off that. And the fact that he already has a major win, and that was, 2 years ago now. So I think he's about due for another major. He's the betting favorite right now for the PGA Championship. I don't know if he'll win this week because it's hard to win on back-to-back weeks, especially going from of course,
this takes me to my next point. So I looked at the odds.
Okay.
Brooks and JT are both 10-1 favorites. So it's a Brooks three-peat or a JT back-to-back weeks repeat. Both of those seem completely impossible.
I think Brooks has better odds than JT going back-to-back, even though it's
That'd
so
be a
easy
three-peat for PGA Championships, right?
It's just so easy for somebody to say, oh, this guy's the best player I've ever seen play right after he wins, right? Because it's golf. Okay?
Yep.
The guy's hot, and
This was Bryson 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Dude, I just feel like all Brooks did this week is just tease us a little bit. He just teased us just a little bit. He put the ball on the tee, and next week he's going to step up and hit bombs.
I did love Brooks. Just put a bow on the WGC. A couple of things. I do feel bad for Brendan Todd. Comes out with a final round 75. He was up there at Travelers a couple weeks ago and couldn't get it done. We thought maybe he learned from that experience, just couldn't get it done. But again, probably going to be the quote-unquote comeback player of the year, even though it doesn't exist. The PGA Tour, Phil Mickelson, bogey-free 67. People love betting on Phil when come major championships. Tom Lewis dropped to 61 on Saturday. That was pretty awesome. He was right in the mix. And Daniel Berger, Schauffele, Jason Day, Shane Lowry, they got 0 coverage time. They all finished in the top 10 as well. So they're trending. Overall, good week for WGC Memphis. Congrats to Jeff Thomas, world number 1.
So, Scotty T, before we wrap up on this tournament, jump into the PGA Championship.
Oh, we got to talk Brooks.
The most important thing of the tournament. Correct.
Yes.
This has got to fall under golf gossip. This is one of the best things I've seen in pro golf. It was fantastic. So on Thursday, Bryson had hit a drive into the trees and was taking his stance and was claiming something along the lines of an animal burrowing and fire ants. So he again calls over the rules official. And at first it almost seemed like he didn't know which route he wanted to take. He said, something's burrowing here. There's an animal burrowing. And then it was, there's fire ants right here. And the guy was like, I'm not really seeing any. And he goes, yeah, they were here earlier. And then he goes, oh, there's a fire ant there. And watching this was one of the most cringeworthy things I've ever seen. But Bryson kind of accepted the ruling in the bitchiest way. It was kind of like, okay, I'll let this go. But
it doesn't
I guess
help when he berated the rules official last week too, saying, "I don't believe you bring in this is a pattern of a history of it's a pattern of behavior that's just not good."
Back-to-back weeks with rule minor arguments with the rules official is pretty incredible. So it's absolutely shit on for this. Doesn't get the drop. And fast forward to Friday or Saturday, I'm not sure. But Brooks is in the trees, hits his drive into the trees, and he's stepping up to the ball. And he mentions to his caddy, hey, I think I see an ant. And the caddy kind of walks over, and he's looking down at this ball, and he's like, I'm just kidding. I'm not taking a drop from an ant. So that was incredible. I absolutely loved it. Every time I think I don't like Brooks Koepka, I just absolutely love him.
I saw that. I saw what he did there, and I had no idea it was a shot at Bryson. I didn't see that Thursday. So that makes that even funnier. Like on national television, and everybody's watching. The sport's really on, and he's taking shots at Bryson. I love it.
It's no secret they already don't like each other. Like, that's a pretty well-documented thing at this point. Who do you think would win in a fight, especially now that Bryson is all bulked up? I mean, we know Brooks, we joke he looks like an NFL linebacker. Who do you think would win in a MMA, WWE fight?
Taking Brooks all day.
I don't know. That's a great question because you could not have two more different, personalities. You put two, jacked athletes in the octagon, and one has been sitting there watching film over every move that Brooks has made, trying to see if there's any scientific way he can break his movements down. And then you got Brooks walking in there like, all right, start the fight. All right. I don't know.
As great as a fight would be, can we just get him paired in the PGA Championship?
Let's talk some PGA Championship now. I love it.
For sure.
Give the people what they want. PGA of America, put those two together. And Patrick Reed, let's just make it a whole thing. Can you imagine? Put them all together. All right. I don't know anything about Harding Park. I'm not going to lie. I know it's hosted a couple of it hosted the match play. It held the President's Cup in 2009. Tiger Woods went 5-0, so that's pretty kick-ass. Rory McIlroy won that match play in 2015. Seems like a pretty relatively newer type course. USGA has their courses they like. PGA Championship has the courses they like. Harding Park is on that list. Guys, again, first major since Shane Lowry won the British Open in 2019. It's been over a year since a major championship. I'm pumped. How excited are y'all? And then who you got for this week?
Yeah, it feels like the official return to golf, the first major back, Feels like, I don't know. Who's ever had this feeling before? How long has it been since there's been over a year since a major?
A long time.
Not in our lifetime.
Nope.
So, I love it. It's going to be huge. I saw something about last time the PGA Tour is at Harding Park, John Daly barely lost to Tiger Woods. So that had to be a while since it's been there.
And then John Daly blew his $750,000.
Yes,
at that weekend. What a legend!
That very next day, they said it within hours he blew $750K on the slot machines. Like what? That's unreal.
Incredible.
But I hate to be, that guy. But I feel like, Brooks Koepka, he's really kind of written the first chapter of this fairy tale. Coming into shape, first major of the season, just played well the week before. I mean, this is going to be a poem for us. He's just writing it down. I got him winning for sure.
Brooks?
Oh yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. I'm
gotta be.
Wasn't paying attention. Okay.
Gotta be.
Wow. T-Bone. What you got, baby?
The first question was how I'm feeling about this week in the first major. And all I can think of is the Michael Scott, stay calm. Stay calm.
Everybody, it's happening. Oh my God.
It's happening.
That's all I can think of. But I almost feel like it's so hyped and the golf community is so ready for a great PGA Championship first major. with all of that, I think it's going to be something underwhelming. I think it's going to be kind of a quiet, maybe something we're not really seeing coming as a winner. And with that, I can't think of a better winner than Dustin Johnson. Just kind of low key, under the radar. He'll have a fresh beard. If you saw his clean shaved look the other day, he looked like a ghost. It was quite concerning.
Casper.
But I think it's going to be kind of an under the radar win that we weren't really expecting because the hype is there's too much hype around this tournament. We need to settle down a little bit, and I don't know. So actually a question I want to open up to the pod. Would you take Brooks and JT over the field?
No, not at all.
No, I don't think so.
You can't say that ever in golf unless it's 2000, 2005, and you're picking Tiger Woods.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to agree with KJ there. No, I think, Kyle, I like your Brooks pick a lot. I think that's pretty solid. If you look at I think it was his last two major wins, the week before he finished top 10. And even though he didn't win this week, it's another top 10 finish. And I bet you he did not lose an ounce of sleep that night over that water shot because he just doesn't care. It's not a major championships. WGCs barely get him out of bed as is. And he'll be ready. Like it shows that his game is trending in the right direction. JT, dude, again, I think he'll win, but the field is too deep. You're telling me I got it. So if I'm taking that, I'm picking against Rory McIlroy. I'm picking against Xander Schauffele. Like Xander Schauffele had another top 10 finish this week. Even guys like Colin Morikawa, who's a Cali guy himself, he could be poised to win this week.
That's a great point. I don't think there's any way you can pick two golfers. I don't care what kind of hot streak they're on over the entire field. There's too much talent. I don't see there's any way you can do that.
I mean, I'm looking at the top 10 rankings right now. John Rahm, who just fell out of world number 1. People are sleeping on him, I think. Like he's up there. Do you know Webb Simpson's number 4 in the world right now? How did that happen?
That's the highest he's ever been?
Probably.
Gotta be.
And he won at Olympic in 2012. So,
Talk about the quietest number 4 in the world you've ever heard of. Like
he's ranked ahead DJ, Brooks, Bryson, Adam Scott, Xander, Colin Morikawa. Adam Scott is also number 9 in the world. That's really quiet, I think.
Between the Open that he won and us having his caddy on the pod, like
Paul Tesori.
I really forgot that he was still playing golf. I really did.
That's crazy.
Unless he was paired with Patrick Reed at the President's Cup. That's when he got reminded of him.
Right.
Actually, Paul Tesori, he wasn't on the bag this week. He had a little injury, so best wishes for Paul for a quick recovery. Hopefully he'll be on the bag this week for Webb.
So, Scott, did you have an official pick?
Since I don't know much about this course, man, like there's nobody that really gets me excited, I think, as a legit pick. I think obviously Justin Thomas and Brooks Koepka, like those are the two trending guys. Like to your point, KJ, I thought golf was officially back this week since those are two of the biggest names. They're in contention. Brooks is making bombs. JT's making bombs too. Like that was really exciting to watch. One of the first weeks since I would say Colonial, that was like, man, like I'm really excited to watch golf on a Sunday afternoon. That being said, I think I want to go Xander Schauffele.
Good pick.
That's my official pick. Yeah, he's 18-1 right now, so he's the 6th best pick. I love his game, man. I think he's got enough wins and he's playing obviously pretty well that I think he'll make some noise.
I'd love to see Berger win one though. I'll be honest with you. I really would. I feel like if he's going to, it might be the time. Just he's been so consistent, the weeks coming in, coming out. He's been up there in the top 10. I don't think I've ever been able to say Daniel Berger has a chance to win this major. but I think that's the first time I can say it. And I hope that's not the jinx because I would love to see him do it. You imagine him and Brooks walking down 18, final day, both fat chaws in, both hitting bombs off the tee.
Yeah.
Great TV. Way better than him and DJ, than both just walking down the fairway.
Yep. So one that just came to me. So who do you like more in this week if you got to pick between the Big Cat and Mr. Spieth?
I did want to talk a little bit Tiger. He's already there. While everybody else is grinding it out on the WGCs, he's there practicing. I don't like Tiger this week. I think Jordan has a little bit better chance to finish higher. I know that's kind of blasphemous to say, I think, but I don't like the fact that he didn't play well at Memorial, and San Francisco tends to have a little bit colder weather, and that doesn't do well for the back. So that's why I would say Jordan.
Yeah, that and well, you got to throw it in there. Tiger's won at this golf course before. Spieth hasn't. So it's obviously not a golf course that doesn't fit his eye. Doesn't matter what area you're in. If you win on the PGA Tour, that course, something you like about it, right? So,
sure.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell, but definitely the momentum going into this week, I'd go with Spieth.
Interesting.
Spieth can complete the career Grand Slam this week.
Wow.
The PGA Championship, that's the only one he doesn't have.
What would be your if Spieth wins this week? Are you still sticking by JT?
I'm going streaking through the quad. I'm going streaking through the quad if he wins this week, man. I will be so excited. I'll go streaking down Hearthstone. Coming up, I'll go over the bridge and down the
Right.
Yeah, come on.
We just redid the bridges too. We just shut it down.
KJ did that last week.
Disciplinary notice be like, hey, the good guy out of your group, one you usually don't have to worry about, is streaking across the new bridge.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. I would totally do it. Because Jordan's last win was the British Open in 2017. So he has gone 3 years without winning a golf tournament, period. JT, who we think, I would say this year he's probably had an average year. He's already won 3 times. Come on. Yeah, I do. If Spieth wins this week, then I still stand by my Justin Thomas comment, but it will be really hard to stand by it. I'm not going to lie. Because Jordan Spieth, that would put him in a 4 major category. That's just – I know every major win just takes you that much higher up the food chain and that much to the next level.
Yep. So I got one more question, I think, for the pod, and it pains me to ask it.
Oh, no.
But does Richard Flower even tee it up this week? Do you just take a week? I mean, does he have any shot?
Go ahead.
He looked pretty good, He was right there. I think he was out to 10 under.
I think he was to 11 maybe. And then I went and grabbed a beer and I never saw him again.
That's typical Richard Flower Sunday golf. Hey, did he even play this week?
Is it time to take back the nickname Big Dick Rick?
I don't know.
Man, Steve-O, when I saw him up there on Saturday and Sunday, I wanted to believe. For about 5 minutes, I wanted to believe. And then he disappeared.
He played so good this week. And, Trebling finished the round on Sunday. But
I think we forgot that Ben Noonan and Brendan Todd, right? They were the final pairing. I forgot already. I lost my sheet. Full leaderboard.
I don't know. I think the excitement of this week is just I love playing out all the scenarios of who can win this week. I'm so excited for major and so curious to see who it's going to be. If Brooks can win a PGA Championship 3 years in a row, that's unbelievable.
What's a bigger deal? Him winning 3 PGA Championships in a row or Jordan Spieth completing the career Grand Slam?
The career Grand Slam, no doubt.
As soon as I ask the question, that's
I think if he wins, I don't know, because people will complete career Grand Slams throughout golf. Will people win a major 3 years in a row? I don't think that'll ever happen again. The same major 3 years in a row? I don't think that'll ever happen again if he's able to do it.
You're saying that people dude, that's a good question. Because there's only been 5 players to complete the career Grand Slam in golf, period.
Yeah.
Gene Sarazen, Ben Hogan, Gary Player, Jack Nicklaus, and Tiger Woods. So Snead, Palmer, Phil, VJ, none of these guys have won the career Grand Slam.
That's the best category VJ's name has ever been in. You throw in his name in there with those guys.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little skewed. Like Bobby Jones, he did the Grand Slam, but that was the British Am and the US Am. But so, okay, I guess you can throw in, dude, some of the best players ever. Anyway, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
But who has won 3 majors in a row? The same major 3 years in a row.
Tiger. I don't know.
Has that been done? I don't even think that's been done.
Yeah, I don't know.
People, if you know, send us an email. That'll be great. Or shoot us a DM on social media. Let us know. Okay, who are some value picks you think? If you had to do some, we'll do some value picks and then we'll get out of here for the PGA Championship. I think Tony Finau 55-1 might be a pretty good pick, except the fact that he never wins. So maybe not actually.
Hey, this is a great pick, but no fucking way. It's basically what you just said.
Yep, that's pretty much exactly what I said. I like Kevin Kisner at he's at 135-1. I think that would be a pretty good value pick here. Let's see.
I don't know. I don't know to tell you it's a value pick or not because I don't know this course well enough.
What about Scotty Scheffler at 70-1?
Bombs the ball. If not, I mean, if it does, then throw Kisner out even if he's 100-1. You know, because he just doesn't hit that far. I don't know enough about the course.
And if Kevin Kisner is always over 100-1, you take it because that guy rolls the rock way too well. That I think he'll be in the mix.
Someone I kind of like. I like one of your past dark horses. He's had a few low scores on Sunday in recent tournaments. Mr. Matty Fitzpatrick.
35-1. Yep.
He did get some coverage this week.
He got some coverage. He had some good mojo with Bones a few weeks ago.
Who's not going to win? Who's the one person that you think is not going to win?
Ricky Fowler.
Yeah.
That's too easy. Come on, give me a better
one.
Give me a better one. That's like picking Tony Finau.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unfortunately,
I think Bryson's not going to win.
Yeah. He's got such a negative aura around him right now.
He's a psychopath.
You look back 3 weeks ago, like it was the rest of the PGA Tour and Bryson, and now it's just like don't even talk about him much unless it's us talking shit about how he disrespects like rules officials. You know?
Right. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think Tiger's going to win. I agree completely with what you say about the colder weather, stiff back, hasn't played much. I don't think Tiger's going to win. A dark horse that I could man, would this suck. So if
don't say it.
P. Reed's holding up the water maker.
Oh my God.
It makes sense for 2020. We wait over a year for a major and you have Patrick Reed holding up the water maker. It makes sense.
Is the Wanamaker the best trophy in golf? It's got to be, right?
I don't know. Something about the claret jug actually being able to drink out of it is probably better.
Okay.
In my opinion. I think the PGA's, it's the 5th major anyways. So.
Hottest take ever. On that note, we're going to get out of here. We hope everybody enjoys the first major of the week in over a year. First major of the year. Yeah, not
shit, that'd be one
time to get out of here.
One packed week.
It's really time to get out of here.
Everybody enjoys their Tuesday. I don't know when this is going to be released. Hopefully sooner rather than later. So hopefully enjoyed our Brooks JT talk, as well as our PGA Championship preview. We appreciate everybody tuning in. KJ, T-Bone, any other parting thoughts?
Good. Can't wait to see it. I'm excited.
Golf is back, baby.
Yes, sir.
Boom. Before we leave, and for you to go out and take on the world, follow us on social media at 3 Under Par Pod. That is the number 3 Under Par Pod. Twitter and Instagram. Subscribe, rate, and review to the podcast. Give us that 5 stars. Write us that review. We'll give you the shout out on Instagram or Twitter if you write that review. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're still here, we appreciate you sticking with us. Comment below on what you thought of the tournament this week, and then comment below on who you think is going to win this week for the PGA Championship. I got Xander. KJ's going Brooks. T-Bone, you have one more time?
DJ.
Wow. Hot take.
Yeah.
Paulina's husband. He's better known.
Oh, man.
We appreciate y'all sticking with us. For Scott, KJ, and T-Bone. And remember,
Little white ball is life.